Habitat for Humanity represents life built anew for some very grateful Oakland County residents. The organization recently announced a groundbreaking partnership with the city of Southfield. Dozens gathered at St. John Armenian Church for a breakfast that launched Habitat for Humanity's efforts to rehab 6 foreclosed homes in Southfield. Habitat home recipient Karen Carruth shared her experience with an audience that included parishioners, residents, elected officials, and business groups.
And let's see, at that time period, I was in the middle of my master's program. I lived with my parents for 4 years. When I got divorced, I had no education, and my parents and I sat down and decided the best thing for me and my family, I have 2 children that are now 12 and 10, would be to get an education. And in order for me to do that, I couldn't work full time, take care of my kids, and go back to school. So by this time, I was in my home stretch. I was almost done. I had had enough school, but I didn't know what I was going to do with the next step of my life. I had to find an exit strategy from my parents' house. And somebody approached me from Habitat and said, I think you would probably be a wonderful candidate. And I didn't think there was any way possible. But it worked out, and I believe it's a gift from God and the community.
Habitat outlined their goal to rehab 6 foreclosed homes in Southfield for selected families enrolled in their homeowner program. Some 15,000 volunteers are anticipated to assist in the effort over the next few months.
Well, the volunteer component of the Habitat mission is actually the foundation of our mission. It's how we're able to provide zero interest mortgages to our families. Volunteers can get involved by calling our office or by visiting our website. We have our volunteer coordinator here today, and the value to most volunteers is to know that they are making a difference in their community. And in a lot of cases, we have corporations that like to use it as a team building exercise where they have an opportunity to work with their peers, and in some cases their supervisors and the CEO of their companies out in an environment that they don't normally have the opportunity to work in. And it really brings a bond of people together. A lot of times on a construction site, the experience is kind of a level playing field. Many people might not have the skills they think they need to actually work on a construction project, but we teach those volunteers how to make a difference on a house, how to do particular tasks in a construction project, and how to make a difference in their community.
While the program gives a helping hand to families in need, Habitat officials are quick to point out that the program is not a handout.
Well, one of the very important things about Habitat for Humanity is our program is not a handout. It's a participation at all levels. Our volunteers, our financial partners, our Habitat homeowner families, we consider them to be partners. And it's this collaborative effort that makes this happen in the community. We've been very successful at it, and for every home that we build in Oakland County and in the city of Southfield, we will be tithing to our international organization so that we build a home in another country for every house that we build here in Southfield. And that's a really exciting piece of our work where we allow our partners to really make a difference globally as well.
Habitat organizers and participants see the program as empowering families in both the short and long term.
I spoke here today on the fact that my daughter is 12 and she's very studious and very straight-laced, and I'm the fun one, and I wanted her to make friends. And she came into the neighborhood, and there was another little girl the same age that had come down and introduced herself, and she was bubbly and happy. I learned this weekend that her mother had prayed for a while that her daughter would find a friend, and how fitting it was that we moved in and now her daughter has a friend because of Habitat helping me get a house in this neighborhood. And now they're the best of friends and they do everything together. It changes our lives because we have a home now, but it also changes the lives of our neighbors. And it's an amazing thing to see when you find a neighbor that's just excited that someone's there to mow the yard because the house wasn't taken care of before we got there.
Habitat provides an opportunity for families to build the dignity that every human being has a right to, so that they can help themselves out of difficult situations, in a lot of cases poverty.
While the breakfast was an uplifting experience for those assembled, Habitat personnel didn't have time to linger after the program. They were en route to the Stroud family home, another rehab effort currently underway in the city.
We gutted out the house and we started from scratch, making sure the plumbing, the electrical, everything was up to par. So we've torn out floors, we've ripped off wallpaper, we've laid up drywall, we've painted. It's amazing, and now we're putting things back into the house like the cabinets. The house was in very good condition. A lot of the items that were in the house can be reused, which is what Habitat does, and recycling. I mean, it's a beautiful home, half-acre, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Well, I'm excited to own my own home, to contribute to my community. I've gone to introduce myself to the neighbors. They're already looking out for the house now, because even when the construction guys were there and they didn't see me, they were like, wait a minute, this is Deborah's house. So just building that whole, you know, the old-fashioned block club, everybody looking out for each other, that whole type of, it's just wonderful. It's some wonderful people that live on my street that it's amazing. It's just amazing, and just seeing everybody come together is great.
To obtain more information about Habitat for Humanity Oakland County, call 248-338-1843 or visit habitatoakland.org. To read more about Habitat's home rehab efforts and other stories from the Southfield Sun, visit cngnews.com or find us on Facebook.